It's, you know, like 4 days after they said it would be here. But I think that's my radiator. Ozmec machinery, go, let's da Jibberad. So, cool. I'm gonna unbox that because it's freaking raining and I don't want to be out there. Yay. Sheesh. This thing's kind of nice looking. You know, it's Chinesium or Taiwanesium. I don't know. I really didn't look at where it was from. Probably Taiwan. Seems like Singapore and Taiwan are where most of the replica old Corolla parts come from. Anyway. Is that him? Wow. Oh. Finally did it, guys. Finally cut my hair. Guess I can't jam to that Bon Jovi cassette in the Te51 once we get it going, because who is this guy? So what we've got is a beautiful freaking, what would you call this? Fool's Spring. Day here in Georgia. We may or may not get some more winter weather, but at the moment, nature believes it's spring. So we got the pollen. I will be losing my voice pretty soon, but I figure today before I go to work, we can probably make a dent on getting our new radiator in the Te51. So, well, I don't know how much is left in the old thing after the radiator explosion debacle of 2023. But go ahead and try to drain it. Pull this one out real quickly and see if we can't get that new one in here. Deal with whatever headaches may arise with that. All right, we got our new one here. It's from Cambodia. Anyway, it doesn't fit at all. Not even a little bit, actually. Huh. Damn you, Amazon. Guess we'll have to figure that out. So, really, this is on me, first of all, because, well, pretty sure I could have just gone online and found one on the eBay or at one of the BRD Racing or something like that for Te31 Corolla with a T-Series. But this one on Amazon came up as being 150 bucks, real cheap. Went with that one. I knew the upper outlet would be in the wrong place, but I thought, you know, okay, I've got a fix for that. But the lower outlet, it's dead nuts in line with the alternator. Then, beyond that, well, it's actually not wide enough. That's kind of it, middle, and it's smaller than the opening in the core support on both sides. So, we got some finagling to do. Might end up having to actually cut the water necks off and have them re-welded, which kind of defeats the purpose of $150 radiator. We'll figure it out. So right off the bat, one thing I'm seeing is the upper core support on this chassis actually bolts in. And I'm very close to being able to get this thing completely under the core support and just pushed forward. So I'm gonna try unbolt the core support, maybe take this whole upper off and trim just the middle out, let this slide under there, get us a little distance forward, which should allow us a lot better access to this lower hose. But I don't even have the lower hose off the other end. I should adjust that. Maybe line this up too. The wiring harness is secured to it somewhere, somehow. Little bendy tabs. Look at that. Bring this forward. Help our casing. That's extremely tight. It's in the right place. It's just never going to work with that alternator. It might. You can take a little bit off the front here. All right, let's investigate. So it took like 8 millimeters, 5/16 off the bottom hose. Probably go a little bit farther And I'm comfortable with saying it's a sketchy but will work fit. Now, the upper hose, well, as you might see, this one's here. Well, that one points that way. So, I have a hunch. Just a hunch. But, I think maybe the 2-bolt pattern here is symmetrical. Never tried this. If it's symmetrical, unbolt it full 180. That's pointing this way. Why not, right? Could work. We'll need to re-RTV this before it actually gets put to use, but first of all, let's... I mean, still a really tight radius, but I think that'll actually work. Oh, this is our stock upper hose. It looks to me like if we trim this back, I mean, in theory, that's a fit. Did the old snipperoo, 2 inches off this end of the hose, and well, what's that look like to you? Because to me, that looks like success. Yeah, stock hoses on both sides. Now let's make our upper core support fit. Here's what we came up with. Upsies, crossies, rad cap, across, down. Theoretically, that fits. I think I left my lines a little tight so we could trim it up to just be a nice tight fit. But, so, trimmed her out. Still need to clean up the edges, but we'll do a test fit real quick. And, well, drops in, all the bolts line up. Still get the rad cap. So, we'll clean these edges up. Maybe run some vacuum hose for anti-chafe. And, I might call that good. Then we'll have to come up with a way to secure the radiator. Otherwise, I think we done it. Anytime I'm sacrilegiously blasting cars apart, I like to keep little brackets like this. That's a little rubber isolator bushing. Looks like if I just do one of these numbers, that thing will be perfect for bolting up to this tab here. As long as I come to the front side of that core support and just go boop. So, one done. 1 or 3 more to go. Plan for the lower mounts is these little L brackets. Gonna self-tapper those down to the core support. Now I will more than likely have to cut this core support out and replace it. So these will have to be redone later. But for now, we'll just self-tapper these down, and that should hold it. We'll put a piece of radiator hose in there to cradle it so it doesn't chafe. And I think we're good. Feel pretty good about the way she's mounted up. Get the hoses back in and core support back across top. I think we're good to go on this. That project was good before work. Last minute thing to do. Well, not bad for a morning project. Got everything back together, buttoned up. Rad cap can come out. Securely mounted. And well, the hoses all fit. So, not bad for an honest morning's work. So, put some coolant in it. I guess we could actually drive it around, see if the brakes are freed up and working. Pat the gas. Neutral. Choke. Just kidding. This one's fuel injected. Another perk of this one is the Bluetooth head unit. And well, guess what? As soon as this thing started, the radio connected and disconnected my phone from the video camera. Ain't that some magic? Wonders of tomorrow year. I don't know. The future is now. Move the Corolla so we can move the Corolla so we can drive the Corolla. It's like Corolla Inception. Man, I feel like I look funny without the big bush on my face. This one, however, we do pat the gas with a little clicky clacky fuel pump. Move some fluids. I mean, come on. This thing's not even going to start that good once I put a Weber on it, but it will drive better. I mean, cold start is good. A little bit off-roading. Probably going to lose you here. Nope. Suspension soaked it up. No shocks on this thing, just springs. All right. That doesn't do anything anymore. I should probably adjust the rear shoes. All right. Get some coolant in this thing. And by coolant, I do mean hose water. I mean, this thing is like a sewing machine, like actually. We're running. Let her drink up a little bit. Like I said, standard hose water today because, well, I want to get this thing some RPMs in the cooling system and free up any rust that might be in there. Plus, I know this radiator is probably going to come back out. So rather than waste 14, 15 bucks on some coolant in this thing, we're just going to run water. There's still a little bit of antifreeze left in the system anyway. But more than anything, I just know this system's going to come back apart. So there's no sense in spending the money twice. Well, I hooked up a vacuum line hose to a little diaphragm. That I believe is for cold start, high idle. I don't know that it actually ever turns off though, because as soon as I put vacuum to that bad boy, 2,000 RPM idle. May or may not ever come down, so I might have to adjust that. However, it does appear that the coolant temp gauge may in fact work. That needle was not up before idling for a while and running around. Letting it idle for a little bit. I've never really got this thing up to temp because, well, last time I tried to do that, the radiator blew up. But I would like to put some a mile probably under its belt and see if she's semi-roadworthy. The brakes do feel much better, but you know, maybe need to be bleeded because the first inch or so does nothing, and then you're like, wow, brakes! But they do work. They do come back. It does stop. It's got vacuum boost, which is nice. This thing just needs suspension and a really good cleaning and the right size tires and some good looking wheels and good crabbertator. Still wish the horns worked. Boy, there's a really bad harmonic in that exhaust mount. Also, yeah, it looks like the exhaust is cracking again. So I think the downpipe coming off the manifold is just really rotten and old. So yeah, I guess let's drive it around. Fallen, you can not see anything out of this windshield, so that's cool. Cruising along 20-ish miles per hour. So no weird driveline noises or rattles. This is kind of a cruiser, I'm telling you. Wish it was just a little less shitty. So yeah, the good thing is my fiance's home. I think she's still asleep, but my van, it's an automatic, and well, if we need to tug this thing home, there's always that. So it does smell like gas. Maybe I should look into fixing the actual gas tank at some point. See if third gear works. It does in fact work, but boy, I don't think this thing has enough power to pull it. I don't think the vacuum secondaries or secondaries are working in the car. So as long as you're just in the primary, it seems to run pretty good. But not a lot of gusto. Update. Captain's log 2023. We're definitely dragging a brake really hard. It smells like brakes. And she's a little slower than she was. So we got the rolling dynamometer going on right now. Yeah, guess we'll just try to get it home. Still not hot though. And it does seem even more so that the temp gauge works. But yep. We got brakes. Still don't have to push the pedal. So Those calipers in the front, though, the slide mechanism is extremely archaic and just very poor design, and it's a lot of wear on it's basically a flat piece of metal, and those flat pieces of metal they're gone. So I don't know what we're going to be able to do with the front calipers, but we'll take a look when we get back to the house. Maybe not today. Kind of got to clean up, get ready for work. Still driving really good though. If I had to guess, that one's probably dragging just a little bit. Oh, yep. Turns out so might this one. It's I don't know. Can you see that? It's a touch smoky as well. So the front brakes are on. Success.